Here's the head man, Briggs Cunningham, designer and driver of powerful sports cars.
Briggs Cunningham was a true American patriot. After World War II, sports car racing was dominated by the Europeans, and the preeminent race was at Le Mans, the 24-hour race. And it was very demanding, very hard on the cars. If you wanted to race there, you had to buy a car that was built in Europe because American companies did not build sports cars. Briggs Cunningham loved racing. He loved to go fast, he loved to compete, whether it was on the ocean for the America's Cup or at Le Mans or the other races to compete in automobile racing. Briggs decided he wanted to race at Le Mans, and you couldn't buy an American-built sports car. He was very patriotic, and he wanted to be the first American to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans in an American-built car. So in 1950, one of the most powerful and reliable engines in America was the Cadillac V8. And the lightest bodied Cadillac was the Series 61. So Briggs bought two cars. He was very creative, and he had great ideas. His idea was to build two race cars. The first of the Cadillacs, he kept basically the same with additional carburation and truck tires and so on. But the second car, he had the body removed, and with the help of Grumman aircraft and a wind tunnel, he had an aerodynamic body designed for it. And that car was later called the Monster. The Europeans and the French loved that car. They thought it was really funny and creative, and they nicknamed it Le Monster. So Briggs Cunningham put the name on the car. He had a sense of humor as well. And he brought along the Collier brothers, our founder's father and uncle, and they drove the first Cadillac, the traditionally bodied one, and Briggs drove the Le Monster. They warned Briggs to bring a shovel because at the end of the first lap, at the end of the great straightaway, 3.7 miles, is a pile of sand, and they cautioned him that if his brakes would have failed trying to stop after that long straightaway, he'd end up in that pile of sand. And he refused to take a shovel, probably didn't want to bring the extra weight. And sure enough, after the second lap, he ended up in that sand, and he had to dig himself out under the rules. And it set him behind about 30 minutes. So they continued in the race, and he did quite well. And the Collier brothers just kept going around and around with their very reliable engine and Cadillac body, and finished 10th, one ahead of him. This race really whetted his appetite. This made him want to win at Le Mans. And he decided that he wasn't going to cobble together another race car. He was going to become a manufacturer. And under the rules, known as homologation, he had to build 25 or more cars and sell them. So he started with a C1. He opened up a factory in West Palm Beach and took that design, and it really didn't sell that well, or it didn't meet his needs. It had a Cadillac engine. But along the way, he realized that he should move to the newer technology, which is the Chrysler Hemi engine. And so he bought a number of Chrysler Hemi engines and built the C3, the Continental Coupe, which is a spectacular design. Beautiful car, very expensive car to build. He built the chassis and prepared the engine from Chrysler at his shop in West Palm Beach, shipped the chassis over to Italy, and Vignali over in Italy built the body. And it's a stunning body, and I believe it's one of the most collectible sports cars in the world to this day. And he was able to sell 25 or more cars. He became a manufacturer, and then under the rules of Le Mans and sports car racing, he could build his own sports car. And that was the beginning of Cunningham Cars and his effort to win Le Mans in a serious way. He built a number of race cars, C4, C4RK, C5, C6. Briggs Cunningham's cars were noted for their speed, their capability. And in 1953, he brought the C5R to Le Mans. And many expected him to be really competitive and to win the race. And in fact, he was leading. He was doing terrific until his brakes started to fade. And the Jaguars eventually overtook him. And the reason they beat him was that they had a brand new braking system, disc brakes, only available to them through a contract with Dunlop. Cunningham still had the old drum brakes, and the advantage of disc brakes are that you can go much further into the corner before jamming on your brakes. And that was a big advantage for Jaguar.
Cunningham has the power and speed, so has Jaguar. But in addition, disc brakes that increase roadability on the turns. Less slowing, more safety, and this pays off in precious seconds and miles.
So Jaguar eventually won the race, and Briggs did very well, third place, but a little bit less than he expected to do or had hoped to do.
It's Jaguar in second, Cunningham third, hitting an average of 104.14 miles per hour.
So around 1955, he had been building cars for about 5 years, and the IRS came to talk to him and explained that he really had a hobby. He was not making money, so he could no longer deduct his expenses and his costs. So Briggs decided to shut down his factory, and he became the importer, distributor of Jaguar. The legacy of Briggs Cunningham continued, and eventually America would get their win at Le Mans with the GT40 built by Ford. One of the great things about Revs is that you can come here and see the amazing progression of Briggs Cunningham's cars. The amazing Cadillacs of 1950 to the race cars that progressed right through into the 60s. It's an amazing collection. We can celebrate Briggs Cunningham and the history of his competition and his efforts to win as an American around the globe.
These cars were built to move. Through the support of enthusiasts who share our passion for automotive history, Revs is able to preserve, maintain, and share these remarkable machines with future generations. From the restoration and care of the vehicles themselves to the preservation of the photographs, documents, and research that tell their stories, every aspect of our work helps keep automotive history alive. To learn more about how you can support the mission, click the link below.